Whispers of the Heart by David Jones. Chapter 1. Introduction. In Whispers of the Heart, a tranquil tale of love and passion, we embark on a gentle journey through the lives of two souls destined to find each other in the most serene of settings. This ebook is designed to be a calming story, perfect to lull you into a peaceful sleep, filled with warm emotions and vivid images that paint the beauty of love in its purest form. The story unfolds in a quaint village, a place where time slows down and nature's beauty wraps around the hearts of its inhabitants. Here, we meet Elena and Marcus, two individuals whose paths cross unexpectedly, igniting a spark of connection that grows into a passionate flame. The journey is one of tenderness, discovery, and a deep emotional bond that soothes the soul. As you delve into each chapter, you'll be enveloped in a warm narrative that captures the essence of falling in love. Descriptive passages will transport you to the village, making you feel the gentle breeze, smell the blooming flowers, and hear the melodic whispers of nature. This is a tale that speaks to the heart, a reminder of the tranquil, yet profound power that love and passion hold. Chapter 2. The Serene Village. Nestled in the heart of a lush valley, where time seems to amble lazily and the air is thick with the fragrance of blooming wildflowers, lay the village of Serenwood. This village, with its cobblestone paths lined with colorful cottages and whispering trees, was a symphony of nature and simplicity. From the slightest rustle of leaves to the harmonious chirping of crickets at night, every element of Serenwood seemed to be playing its part in a grand, tranquil orchestra. Elena, a young woman with an ethereal beauty and a heart as pure as the freshwater streams that meandered through Serenwood, lived in a cozy stone cottage at the edge of a vast meadow. Her cottage, with its ivy-clad walls and a garden alive with the hues of violets and daisies, seemed to reflect her gentle spirit. Elena had a passion for painting, spending her days capturing the essence of the village's idyllic scenery on her canvas. Her artwork was a tapestry of serene landscapes, each brushstroke a testament to her love for the tranquility that enveloped her world. On the other side of the village, beyond the rolling hills carpeted in emerald green, lived Marcus. He was a skilled craftsman, his hands deft and capable, creating wondrous pieces of wooden art that adorned many a home in Serenwood. Marcus's house was a reflection of his work. Rich, dark wood and intricate carvings gave it an almost magical feel. With eyes that mirrored the calmness of a still lake, he emanated a quiet strength, drawing admiration from all who knew him. The village itself was like a painting come to life. The heart of Serenwood was its central square, where villagers gathered, exchanged stories, and shared laughter. A majestic oak tree, centuries old, stood sentinel in the center, its wide branches providing a canopy of shade where children played and elders rested. Surrounding the square were quaint shops and a charming little bakery where the scent of freshly baked bread wafted through the air, mingling with the sweet aroma of blooming flowers. Every dawn in Serenwood brought with it a promise of serenity. Dew-kissed mornings were marked by a gentle fog that rolled over the verdant hills, giving the village a mystical aura. As the sun climbed higher, its golden rays painted the landscape, touching everything with a warm, honeyed glow. Elena would often sit by her window, watching the light filter through the trees, casting dappled shadows on the ground. It was during these peaceful moments that she felt most inspired, her heart swelling with the beauty of her surroundings. The daily rhythm of the village was a soothing melody. Birds sang tender lullabies, the breeze whispered secret tales, and the distant hum of the river added an undertone of calm contentment. The people of Serenwood lived in harmony with nature, their lives intertwined with the ebb and flow of the seasons. It was in this cradle of natural beauty and human warmth that the seeds of a profound love began to take root, unnoticed yet certain as the changing tides. Life in Serenwood was simple, undisturbed by the rush and noise of the outside world. And it was within this simplicity that Elena and Marcus's paths would cross, setting off a chain of events that would weave a story filled with love, passion, and the gentle whisper of fate. With the village as their backdrop, their journey was destined to be a tranquil yet impassioned tale, one that would leave an indelible mark on their hearts and on the very soul of Serenwood. Chapter 3. First glance at destiny. Elena had always found solace in the serene beauty of the village, nestled between verdant hills and enveloped in a never-ending embrace of tranquility. The scent of blooming jasmine led the air as she strolled along the cobblestone paths, her heart humming with a quiet contentment. It was during one of these peaceful walks that fate decided to weave a new thread into the tapestry of her life. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden glow over the village, Elena found herself drawn to the quaint village market. Here, the hustle and bustle were tempered by the villagers' warm smiles and leisurely pace. She wandered from stall to stall, admiring the colorful array of fresh produce, handmade crafts, and vibrant flowers. It was a place of simple joys, where time seemed to slow, allowing a person to savor the moment. It was amidst this gentle chaos that Elena first laid eyes on Marcus. He stood near a vendor selling bundles of lavender, his tall frame relaxed and his dark hair catching the light of the setting sun. He was speaking with the elderly vendor, his face lit with a kind smile that reached his eyes. There was an air of quiet confidence about him, a calm presence that made him stand out in the crowd. Though they were strangers, Elena felt a strange pull towards Marcus, as if an invisible thread connected them. She watched him for a moment, curiosity piqued, before turning her attention back to the fragrant herbs before her. But fate had other plans. As she moved to leave, her foot caught on a loose stone, and she stumbled. In the blink of an eye, Marcus was by her side, his strong hands steadying her before she could fall. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice deep and soothing, like the gentle rumble of distant thunder. Elena looked up into his concerned eyes and felt a warmth spread through her. "Yes, thank you," she replied softly, her cheeks flushing with a mix of embarrassment and an inexplicable happiness. Marcus smiled, a dimple appearing in his left cheek. "I'm glad. It's pretty busy here today. Would you like some help?" Elena hesitated for a moment but found herself nodding. "That would be lovely, thank you. I'm Elena. Marcus," he introduced himself, offering his hand. As their hands met in a room but gentle handshake, both felt a spark, like the first drop of rain on parched earth. For the rest of the evening, they walked through the market together. Marcus shared stories about his love for plants and herbs, while Elena talked about her passion for painting and the beauty she found in everyday life. Their conversation flowed easily, like a river meandering through a lush valley, and with each passing moment, the connection between them grew stronger. As the day turned to twilight and the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, Marcus and Elena found themselves at the edge of the market, standing beneath a blossoming cherry tree. The petals uttered down around them like pink snowflakes, creating a magical canopy. "I hope this won't be the last time we meet," Marcus said, his voice filled with a hopeful vulnerability. Elena smiled, her heart full. "I don't think it will be. This feels like the beginning of something special." With one last lingering glance, they parted ways, both feeling a sense of calm and anticipation. Neither knew what the future held, but they both felt that their paths had crossed for a reason, and that destiny had something beautiful in store for them. Chapter 4. The Dance of Souls. The annual Festival of Lights had finally arrived, bringing with it an air of excitement and a sense of magic that permeated every corner of the quaint village. It was an event eagerly anticipated by all, a time when villagers and visitors alike would gather to celebrate life, love, and the warm connections that bind hearts together. Lanterns of all shapes and sizes hung from trees and rooftops, casting a golden glow over the cobblestone streets. The gentle murmur of laughter and conversation filled the air, mingling with the sound of music that wafted from the village square, where a band played tunes old and new on a raised platform adorned with flowers and ribbons. It was under this enchanting atmosphere that Elena and Marcus found themselves drawn together, as if by some unseen force that recognized the kindred spirits within them. As they made their way towards the square, the crowd seemed to part, creating a path that led them to the heart of the festivities. There, in the center of the square, Marcus extended his hand to Elena, a silent invitation that she accepted with a warm smile. The band struck up a lively tune, and the villagers, young and old, began to dance. Elena and Marcus joined them, their movements at first tentative and shy, but soon finding a rhythm that felt as natural as breathing. The festival lights reflected in Elena's dark eyes, making them shimmer like the stars above, while Marcus's gaze was steadfast, filled with admiration and a growing realization of the feelings that had begun to bloom within him. As the night wore on, the music shifted to a slower, more intimate melody, and the dancers paired off, leaving Elena and Marcus standing together, their hands still clasped. They moved closer, their bodies swaying gently in time with the music, and the world around them seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them in a bubble of warmth and connection. Elena felt a rush of emotions as she danced with Marcus, a blend of excitement and tranquility that made her heart race and calm all at once. She could feel the strength of his arms around her, the steady beat of his heart beneath her hand, and the way his breath mingled with hers in the cool night air. Every touch, every glance, spoke volumes, conveying sentiments that words alone could never capture. Meanwhile, Marcus found himself captivated by Elena's presence. He marveled at the grace of her movements, the softness of her touch, and the light-hearted laughter that bubbled from her lips, filling his soul with a joy he hadn't known before. He could sense the bond they were forging, a connection that transcended the physical and delved deep into the realm of the spiritual. It was as if their souls were dancing alongside their bodies, intertwining in a beautiful, harmonious embrace. Night deepened, and the festival lights began to flicker as the candles slowly burned down. The music softened to a gentle hum, providing a soothing backdrop to the murmured conversations and laughter that lingered in the air. Elena and Marcus continued to dance, lost in each other's presence, moving as one. Eventually, the crowd began to thin as villagers drifted home, their hearts full and their spirits lifted by the evening's celebrations. But Elena and Marcus remained in the square, reluctant to let go of the moment, to break the spell that had woven itself around them. As the final strains of music played, Marcus leaned in close, his lips brushing against Elena's ear as he whispered, "Thank you for this dance." Elena's heart uttered in response, and she looked up at him, her eyes shining with a mixture of emotions. "Thank you for asking," she replied softly, her voice a tender caress. They stood there for a moment longer, wrapped in the warmth of each other's gaze, before finally, slowly, drawing apart. As they walked back through the village, hand in hand, the remnants of the festival lights guiding their way, both knew that the night had forged something beautiful and enduring. It was a dance of souls, a harmonious blend of love and passion that would forever remain etched in their hearts. Chapter 5, Under the Moonlit Sky. The village had a way of settling into a calm whisper of existence as twilight repainted the sky with hues of indigo and deep navy. Tonight was no different. Elena found herself drawn to the gentle caress of the cool evening breeze, a subtle invitation to step outside and bathe in the serene embrace of the night. She wrapped a light shawl around her shoulders and quietly left her home, her footsteps echoing gently on the cobblestone path that led towards the heart of the village square. A place that held a comforting familiarity yet seemed to hold new secrets. With every glance, not far away, Marcus was contemplating the same walk. His thoughts were filled with Elena. Since their first meeting, an undeniable attraction pulled him towards her, an invisible thread weaving their hearts closer with each passing day. Tonight, the moon hung low and full, casting a silvery glow on the village, accentuating the allure of the night. He stepped out, almost instinctively knowing where he needed to go. Their paths converged at the old oak tree, a silent witness to many stories of love and laughter over the years. The tree stood tall, its branches adorned with the light of 1,000 fireflies, flickering like tiny stars within reach. Under this canopy of nature's luminescence, they found each other once more. Marcus smiled, his face illuminated by both the moonlight and the quiet joy that comes from being in the presence of someone special. "Fancy meeting you here," he said softly, his voice blending with the night's symphony of rustling leaves and distant crickets. Elena's heart uttered, not with the intensity of a storm, but with the gentle ebb of a shoreline wave. "I could say the same," she replied, her lips curling into a smile that mirrored his own. They began to walk, side by side, with no particular destination in mind. The village, at this hour, felt like a world paused in time, every corner and alley a sanctuary of peace. As they strolled, their conversation owed effortlessly, an intimate exchange of dreams, fears, and hopes. Marcus spoke of his aspirations, the places he wished to see, the things he wanted to create. Elena listened, her eyes reflecting the same dreams he painted with his words. Pausing on a small wooden bridge that crossed a gently owing stream, Marcus turned to Elena. The water beneath mirrored the night sky, creating a tapestry of shimmering reflections. He reached out, gently taking her hand in his, the touch sending a warmth through both of them that contrasted with the cool night air. "Elena," he began, his voice a mere whisper, "since the moment I met you, I've felt something I've never experienced before. It's like the world is a little brighter, a little more beautiful." She gazed up at him, her eyes searching his, finding a mirror of her own emotions. "I feel it too, Marcus. It's as if fate has woven our paths together, for reasons I can't explain but deeply feel." They stood there, enveloped in the quiet serenity of the night. The moon continued its silent vigil, casting a gentle glow that seemed to connect their hearts even more. Words became unnecessary. The gentle pressure of Marcus's hand, the warmth of his presence, the understanding that owed between him, these were the true expressions of their burgeoning affection. As they continued their walk, the village's quiet corners offered a backdrop to their silent communion. They paused occasionally, to admire a flower softly glowing in the moonlight, to listen to the rustle of the wind through the leaves, or to simply enjoy the comfortable silence between them. These shared moments, devoid of the world's noise and rush, became the foundation of their connection. Eventually, they found themselves back at the old oak tree, where it had all begun. Marcus let go of Elena's hand, only to gently tilt her chin up so that their eyes could meet once more. "Good night, Elena," he said softly, his voice carrying the tenderness of his heart. "Good night, Marcus," she replied, leaning in to place a gentle kiss on his cheek. They parted ways, but the connection between them remained, a bridge of emotion and understanding that spanned the quiet night. Both walked back to their homes, hearts lighter, dreams sweeter. The village, under the moonlit sky, slept peacefully, cradling their story within its timeless folds. Chapter 6: Whispers of the Heart. The days in the tranquil village floated by like feathers on a gentle breeze, each one filled with the growing affection between Elena and Marcus. Their encounters became more frequent, their conversations deeper, and their moments together more cherished. The fabric of their lives intertwined naturally, as if it had always been meant to be that way. One late afternoon, as the golden sun began its descent, casting an amber glow over the rustic homes and cobblestone streets, Elena found herself beside the tranquil stream that meandered through the village. She sat on a padded quilt under a majestic oak tree, its leaves rustling softly in the evening breeze. The air was filled with the tranquil sounds of water owing softly over smooth stones and birds singing their last songs of the day. It was a place of quiet reflection, where the world seemed to pause and take a breath. Marcus approached, his footsteps light and careful, as if he did not want to disturb the peace that enveloped them. He carried with him a small woven basket, filled with an assortment of delicate pastries and sweet fruits, a humble offering for their time together. He smiled as he saw Elena, her face radiant in the warm light, her eyes reflecting the serene beauty around her. "Mind if I join you?" he asked, his voice blending with the soft murmur of the stream. Elena looked up, her heart swelling with affection and warmth. "Not at all," she replied, her voice laced with welcome. "I was hoping you would." Marcus settled beside her, carefully placing the basket in front of them. They sat in companionable silence for a moment, each drinking in the tranquility of the setting sun and the quiet presence of the other. The ease with which they shared these moments spoke volumes of the bond growing between them. Their hearts communicated through the silent passages of time, whispering secrets only they could hear. "I brought us a little treat," Marcus said after a while, opening the basket to reveal an assortment of delicious bites. "I thought we could share them while we talk." Elena smiled, her gaze softening as she reached for a berry-topped tart. "You've read my mind," she said. "There's something about sharing food that makes everything feel more intimate, don't you think?" Marcus nodded, his eyes filled with a tender light. "It does," he agreed. "It's one of the simplest joys we can experience, sharing something with someone we care about." They ate slowly, savoring every bite and every moment. The conversation owed easily between them, a serene current carrying them from one topic to the next. They talked about their days, their dreams, and their pasts, sharing stories that were both mundane and meaningful. With every word and every shared smile, their connection deepened, becoming a luminous thread that wove through their hearts. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows and painting the sky in hues of pink and purple, Marcus turned to Elena, his expression thoughtful. "Do you ever wonder what the future holds?" he asked quietly. Elena looked at him, her heart skipping a beat at the earnestness in his voice. "Sometimes," she admitted, "but the future seems less daunting when I think of it with you." She smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her being. Marcus reached out and gently took her hand, his touch a gentle promise. "I feel the same way," he said. "There's something incredibly reassuring about knowing that whatever comes, we won't face it alone." His thumb brushed lightly over her knuckles, a tender caress that spoke of unspoken promises. They sat together as the stars began to appear, distant points of light in the deepening twilight. The world around them grew quieter, but the whispering of their hearts grew louder, filling the space between them with a melody of love and passion. The night embraced them in its soft, velvety darkness, a perfect backdrop for the luminous bond they shared. In that moment, beneath the whispering leaves of the oak tree and beside the tranquil stream, Elena and Marcus knew that their hearts had found a home in each other. It was a simple, undeniable truth, one that needed no words to confirm. The future they had wondered about seemed bright and full of promise, woven with the gentle threads of their shared whispers and dreams. Chapter 7: Passion's Gentle Embrace. As the crisp night engulfed the serene village, the air seemed to hum softly with the whispers of budding love. Beneath the silver shimmer of the moon, Elena and Marcus found themselves drawn to one another, their connection deepening with each passing moment. The world around them seemed to melt away, leaving only the two of them in a peaceful, intimate cocoon. They walked side by side along a meandering path that led to the outskirts of the village, where a lush grove of ancient trees welcomed them with open arms. The moonlight filtered through the dense canopy, casting dappled shadows on the ground, creating an almost dreamlike atmosphere. The gentle rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of crickets provided a soothing symphony that wrapped around them, amplifying the tranquility of the night. They settled down on a soft patch of grass, the ground beneath them still touched by the warmth of the sun that had set hours ago. Marcus turned to Elena, his eyes reflecting the pale glow of the moon. He reached out and gently took her hand in his touch as light as a feather. The warmth of his skin sent a shiver down her spine, not from cold, but from the electricity that their connection sparked. "Elena," he began, his voice barely above a whisper, "being with you feels like the tranquility of this night, endless and comforting." Elena responded, her voice tinged with a soft warmth, "Marcus, I've never felt this way before. Being near you is like finding a quiet sanctuary amidst the turmoil of life." Their words hung in the air, mingling with the night breeze that carried the scent of blooming jasmine. Without another word, Marcus leaned in closer, his breath mingling with hers. He brushed a gentle kiss on her forehead, a kiss that spoke volumes of respect and tenderness. Elena closed her eyes, savoring the moment, feeling the protective embrace of his aura. The ardor between them grew with each passing second, a gentle, inexorable tide that pulled them closer. Marcus's hand moved to cup Elena's cheek, his thumb caressing her skin with reverence, as if she were a fragile piece of art. Elena's heart uttered in her chest as she tilted her head to meet his gaze, her eyes shining with unshed tears of happiness. In the silence of the night, they communicated without words, their eyes speaking a language older than time itself. Slowly, almost hesitantly, their lips met in a kiss that was as gentle as the night breeze. It was a kiss that promised love, respect, and unwavering devotion. Their surroundings seemed to hold its breath, the world pausing in its tracks to witness the tender union of two souls. They explored their emotions with a delicate touch, their kisses and caresses painting a tapestry of love and passion that would forever remain etched in their hearts. They embraced gently, savoring the warmth of each other's bodies, the rhythm of their heartbeats sinking in perfect harmony. Time seemed to lose all meaning as they lost themselves in one another. The night was their only witness, its lunar glow serenading their passion with a silent lullaby. As they reluctantly pulled away, breathless and radiant, Elena and Marcus knew that this night had sealed their bond in a way words could never express. Their love had found its voice in the tender whispers and caresses shared beneath the watchful gaze of the moon. And as they lay together, wrapped in each other's arms, they understood that their journey together had only just begun, with passion's gentle embrace guiding them toward a future filled with love and endless possibilities. Chapter 8: Changes and Resilience. Elena and Marcus had grown into the rhythm of their love, basking in the serene glow of their shared moments. Yet, as with any path intertwined with another's, there came inevitable challenges that tested the strength of their bond. It was the onset of autumn, a season that painted the quaint village in hues of orange and gold, but also heralded changes beyond the tranquil facade of leafy branches and crisp morning air. One morning, Marcus came to Elena with a worried expression etched across his usually calm face. His family was facing a financial strain, and he might have to leave the village for a time to find work in the city, a place far removed from the natural beauty and quietude they had come to cherish. The thought of being separated was a cold wind against the warm hearth of their love. Elena felt her heart clutch with a pang of anxiety, but she managed a brave smile. "We are stronger together than any distance that might come between us," she whispered, taking his hand into hers. Her words were a balm to Marcus's troubled soul, but the gnawing uncertainty of their future apart loomed over them. The days that followed were filled with a heavy silence, broken only by their attempts to make each moment count. They spent afternoons walking through the forest, where the canopy of trees whispered secrets only lovers could understand. Every touch, every exchange of glances held the weight of the impending separation. One evening, under a sky sprinkled with the first stars of night, they sat by the gentle brook that ran past the village. The water's murmur was a soft symphony that had always brought them peace, but tonight it seemed to signal an unwelcome change. Elena turned to Marcus, her eyes reflecting the gentle glow of the moon. "What if this is the universe's way of making us realize how much we truly need each other?" Marcus, looking deeply into her eyes, nodded. "Challenges like these can either break a bond or make it unbreakable. And I believe in us, Elena. I believe in this love that feels older than the oldest tree in this forest, stronger than the deepest roots." His words were like anchors, grounding them in the present moment despite the looming uncertainty. In the following weeks, the villagers, catching wind of Marcus's potential departure, rallied around the couple. They offered support in any way they could, whether it was help with daily chores, words of wisdom from the elders, or simply shared moments of heartfelt solidarity. It was a testament to the close-knit community, where love and compassion were not just reserved for family but extended like the branches of a mighty oak. As Marcus prepared for his journey, the couple found solace in writing letters. They promised each other to write every day, sharing not just mundane details but also their deepest thoughts and feelings. It was a way to keep their hearts entwined, even if miles would stretch between them. The night before his departure, they sat together under the ancient oak tree where they had first confessed their love. Elena leaned against Marcus, feeling his heartbeat against hers, and whispered, "No matter where you go, our hearts beat as one. Remember that." Marcus kissed her forehead, a lingering kiss filled with unsaid words and promises etched in love. The morning of departure was bittersweet. With tear-filled eyes, Elena watched as the love of her life walked away down the cobblestone path, pausing only once to look back. The village watched in quiet solidarity, knowing their hearts were walking away with him. Yet, in the wake of his absence, Elena did not feel alone. Every letter that arrived strengthened her resolve, every word a testament to their shared strength and unwavering love. The village, with its whispered reassurances and cozy warmth, became her haven and her pillar. Their love, though tested, stood resilient. It was in the quiet strength of their connection, the unwavering support of their community, and the promise of a future where they would once again be together, that Elena found peace. Through every challenge, their love remained a gentle whisper in the wind, a constant reminder that true bonds are not easily broken, but rather forged stronger through the fires of separation. Chapter 9: A Future Together. Elena and Marcus stood on the edge of the hill, the sun slowly sinking below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the village below. The sky was painted in shades of pink, orange, and purple, creating a picturesque backdrop that seemed almost too perfect to be real. They held each other's hands, their fingers intertwined, feeling an unspoken bond that was as strong as the earth beneath their feet. The soft murmur of the evening breeze rustled through the trees, carrying with it the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Elena took a deep breath, filling her lungs with the fragrant air, and turned to Marcus, her eyes shimmering with affection. "Can you believe how far we've come?" she whispered, her voice barely louder than the rustling leaves. Marcus nodded, a gentle smile playing on his lips. "It's been quite a journey," he replied, his gaze never leaving hers. "I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world." They had faced their share of challenges, but each trial had only strengthened their bond. Together, they had built a foundation of trust, respect, and unwavering support. Their love had blossomed like the flowers in the valley, rooted deeply and blooming with vibrant colors. As they stood there, hand in hand, they began to dream about the future. "What do you see when you think about our life together?" Elena asked, her eyes scanning the horizon, as if she could see their future painted in the sky. Marcus paused for a moment, contemplating her question. "I see a home filled with laughter and love," he began, his voice warm and steady. "I see us growing old together, sharing our days and nights, creating memories that will last a lifetime." Elena's heart swelled with emotion as she listened to his words. She could envision their life together, a tapestry woven with the threads of their shared experiences and dreams. She saw lazy Sunday mornings, wrapped in each other's arms, the world outside forgotten as they reveled in their own little universe. She saw evenings spent in their cozy living room, the glow of the place casting a warm light as they read books, shared stories, and simply enjoyed each other's company. "I see children," Elena added softly, her voice filled with hope and longing. "I see little feet running through the house, their laughter echoing in every corner. I see us teaching them, guiding them, and watching them grow." Marcus's eyes sparkled with joy at the thought. "Yes," he agreed, his grip on her hand tightening. "I see that too. Our love will be the foundation upon which we build our family, a love that will nurture and sustain us through all the seasons of life." They stood there for a while longer, wrapped in their shared vision of the future. The sky above them darkened, stars beginning to twinkle like tiny diamonds. The world around them seemed to hold its breath, as if acknowledging the significance of their moment. Finally, Marcus broke the silence. "Let's make a promise," he said, turning to face Elena directly. "Let's promise to always support each other, to always listen and understand, and to never take for granted the love we share. Elena's eyes filled with tears, not of sadness but of overwhelming happiness. "I promise," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "I promise to be your partner, your confidant, and your love, for as long as we both shall live." With that, they sealed their promise with a tender kiss, their souls entwined as one. As they descended the hill, hand in hand, they carried with them the hope and dreams of a future together, a future that would be built on the foundation of their unwavering love and passion. And so, under the starlit sky, Elena and Marcus began their journey into the unknown, confident in the strength of their bond and the promise of endless possibilities. Their love was a beacon, guiding them forward, illuminating their path, and ensuring that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, their hearts forever intertwined. Summary of Whispers of the Heart, a tranquil tale of love and passion. In the tranquil village of Elysia, we embark on a serene journey through the intertwined lives of Elena and Marcus. The story unfolds in a gentle, meandering way, like a soft lullaby meant to calm the soul before sleep. We first meet our protagonists in a picturesque village, introducing the serene, almost idyllic environment where their story takes root. Elena and Marcus's first meeting is a tender encounter that sets the stage for the growing connection between them. Their bond deepens amidst village festivals and quiet moonlit walks, where dreams and desires are shared freely. Whispers of the heart reveal their true feelings for each other, leading to moments of gentle passion and intimate connections. Even when challenges arise, testing their resilience, their mutual understanding and commitment remain unwavering. The journey culminates in a hopeful and peaceful conclusion, with plans for a future filled with love and togetherness. This tale, rich in descriptive warmth, leaves a sense of tranquility and contentment, perfect for lulling the reader into a serene slumber.